All right, everybody. Happy Monday. It's a little after 3 o'clock on Monday afternoon. Jumping on today. My name's Thea Taylor, Dr. Thea Taylor, Taylor Sport Chiropractic. We offer tailor-made health care for active, committed families, and we love to treat kids, to help kids, all kinds of kids. And one of the kids that we see coming in quite a bit are kids with the sensory issues, so the sensory processing stuff going on. And I just wanted to jump on a little bit today and talk about that a bit. We do have a talk coming up on March 20th. We'll be doing another Perfect Storm talk. We'll jump into sensory, ADD, ADHD, and how chiropractic can help these things. Please remember that chiropractic does not diagnose, cure, or treat anything. We just we find issues in the spine, and we help relieve stress and tension in the spine. And that's how we can help a lot of different things. But today I want to talk about the sensory processing issues. We see this in a lot of kids. These kids feel everything, right? They're really, really sensitive. They feel things more than your average kiddos. They tend to have a lot of issues during times of transitions. Then transitions can be what we would seem as simple as going from home to school, school to home, transitioning throughout different activities throughout the day, transitioning to bedtime at night. So there's a lot of different things. These kids also have a lot of sensory stuff with fabrics and textures and sounds, stuff like that. We think of it as a bad thing, but as we'll see in a few minutes, it's good for them and their bodies and why they're processing things in this way. And a lot of times they need different tools for everyday life than some of the other kiddos. Like I said, in my practice, we take care of a lot of these kids, and they have trouble processing their environment and different types of stressors that they run across throughout the day. Sensory processing is basically a lack of adaptation to different stressors. They can't overcome the stressors that they have. So most of us will meet a stressor throughout the day. We process it. We're able to move through it. Some things we move through better than others, depending on what it is, the time of day it is. Are we hangry? Are we hangry? Are we hungry, angry, lonely, or tired? These types of things. So these are things that we need to pay attention to as we bump up against all these different stressors. There's basically three types: chemical, physical, and emotional. And these are the three ways that we get into trouble. Everyone has it to some degree. Some of us get overwhelmed quicker or faster than others do, and the ones that get overwhelmed quicker, the kiddos or the adults whose cup is kind of full and it tends to run over, these are the sensory processing stuff. And like I said, it tends to be textures, noises, different types of fabrics, stuff like that. When we see this in the kiddos, I've got notes here, that's why I keep looking down, that their system is overwhelmed. These kids are always in the red zone. Their foot is on the gas pedal, it's pedal to the metal, foot to the floor. They can't adapt to their environment. And like I said, their cup is full, so when they run into these things, it runs over, and that's why we see them seeking out other things to be stimulated. When they're running in the red for so long, this becomes their new baseline. This becomes their new normal, and it becomes a new stress habit, and they have a threshold there. They're already at their threshold most of the day, and like I said, when they run up against the stressor, it runs over. Our goal here in the office is to bring down stress, to put our foot on the brake pedal, right? To calm that sympathetic nervous system and get the parasympathetic nervous system to kick in. And this is true of everything. This is true across the board. We just happen to see it manifesting this way in these kiddos. So we want to break the patterns. We want to have a new threshold for them. We want them to be less overwhelmed. We want them to better adapt and to be more resilient and not outwardly seeking these outward feedbacks, right? So like I said, their system is in overwhelm. They're stuck on stress. Their foot is on the gas. They're seeking something out to calm their system. That's what they're doing. So they're already at the threshold. They're beating against the door there, and they're looking to do something outside themselves to calm the system. It can be running, jumping, pushing, screaming, biting, chewing. For some, it can be a really, really deep hug. This is why you see the heavy blankets, if anyone's ever seen those heavy blankets that you can buy, and they weigh like 20 pounds and you sleep under them, and it just gives you that feeling of being calm, of being in it like a tight space. And a lot of the kids really like that, and they get a lot of positive feedback into their system. It's them getting that sensation that they want. So there's two types of feedback in the system. There's always sensory, and it's always in their environment. One is proprioception. This is movement or motion. The body craves this. The brain craves this. This is why exercise is so important for everybody. Yeah, we want to exercise to lose weight and change how our body looks and stuff like that. But really the effects that exercise has on the brain and the movement into the nervous system is super huge. These kids may chew, grind their teeth. Like I said, they're going to run and jump. They're going to squeeze. They're going to play rough, right? They want to be in a tight space. They're trying to bring motion back into the system. And this is why OT works. So kids that are going to get therapies, this is why the OT works. This other one is nociception. They get annoyed. They get overwhelmed. They get irritated. And their brain is getting too much feedback about the noise. Quiet noise goes to higher proprioception, right? So they're seeking movement to the brain again by making noises. Brain is seeking out motion in the joints, so you'll see them doing these types of things, or moving. They're playing with their fingers. They might be biting their fingernails. 60% of receptors are in the spine. So 60% of our movement receptors are in the spine, and 30% are just alone in the upper cervicals, okay? They need proper motion, like we just talked about. It's not a bad thing necessarily, the sensory seeking, because again, they're trying to control the environment and they're trying to bring down the noise, disrupt their surroundings. So we want to change these patterns, and that's what chiropractic does. It promotes a calm part of the nervous system, which is our parasympathetics, and it stimulates proprioception or movement to the brain, and that's why this can be so important. Stress is not normal to them, and relaxation can be their new normal, which is what we want. We want to, again, bring relaxation and calmness to the system and make that the new normal and stop the sensory seeking. So that's kind of a little sum. I know I went through that really quickly. I know there's a lot of kiddos out there that are struggling with these types of things. If you have any questions or this sounds familiar to you, please reach out to the office. We would love to talk to you. You can call us here at 281-332-4476. Like I said, we do have our next talk on March 2nd, or sorry, March 2nd, it's already passed, March 20th. We would love to have you out. There'll be food, drinks. There'll actually be a place for the kids to play if you need to bring them. But these are the types of topics that we're going to be talking about and how chiropractic can help. So I hope this helped you a little bit today. I hope you have a great Monday. Take some vitamin D. If you're in the southeast Texas, man, it's just dreary and we're not getting any sun probably for a while. So move as much as you can. Get some sun when it comes out. Run outside and stand out there. And I'll see you again on my next live. Thanks, y'all. Peace out.